Welcome to another G Suite training. This one is going to be on Gmail. This one will be one video, and it's going to go over the Gmail basics such as creating and sending a message, organizing your inbox, editing your profile picture, setting up a signature, and setting up your undo send feature. Alright, the first thing that we have to do is get out of the presentation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down to Google Chrome and we're going to open up a window. From here, to get to Gmail, there's three different ways. You can type gmail.com up in the Omni box. You can go to the tic-tac-toe board and go to Mail, or you could go to the Mail hyperlink, which is what I'm going to do. Once you sign in, you are going to come to your home screen, and on the left portion of the home screen is your organization. This is your inbox in here, and I just sent a test email to myself, so we have an email in there. And then you can also compose your own email. So if you want to send an email, go to compose, type in to whom you want to send it to, type in the subject or the title of it, and then just hit send, and it's going to come to your inbox. So now we're going to organize our inbox, and what we do is we create labels to organize our inbox. Over on the side here, I have several different labels. A label is basically a folder that you're going to move your email into, and you can do that by just dragging them over to the folder in which you want them in. So how do you create and manage your labels? You scroll the whole way down using this little bar here. I have a lot of labels, so I have to scroll down a lot. And then there are two different headings here that I want you to pay attention to: manage labels and create a new label. So manage labels is for managing the ones that you've already created. Say that you do not want one of these labels, you can go into manage label and we could delete them. Here's where we would create a new label. So we would just hit the plus arrow, and then you can put whatever title that you want your folder or label to be. If you want it to nest under one of these labels, so I have a class of 2018, if I want to create a subfolder to that, we can also do that. So that is how you create your labels. Now let's take a look at managing labels. So if you go into managing labels, you're going to see all your labels on the left here. And the only one that you really need to pay attention to is the show and the hide column. Don't worry about the IMAP over here. But if you look over here, if you want it to be shown over here where your labels are, you could click show. If you want to hide it, you can click hide. So if you have two classes running for the first half of the year, and then you don't have those classes the second half of the year, but you know you're going to teach them again the following year, you might come in here and hit hide when you're not teaching them. So that is how you manage your labels. Our next objective is to change our profile picture. So some of us do not have profile pictures. You might just have a blank circle here. Others have profile pictures that maybe they want to update, and this will have whatever their old profile picture is. Either way, we're going to click on the HVSRD icon, and we're going to go here where it says change, or it might say add if you do not have one. We're going to click on that, and it gives us several options. We can upload photos, we can go to our photos on our computer, or we could find photos of you. And another option is just to select a photo from your computer. So if you uploaded a photo, or you trimmed down a photo from a social media page or something like that, you could select that photo, and then you would just hit set as profile photo, and then your profile picture will be ready to go. A couple things to keep in mind: every time you send an email, your profile photo goes with that email. They can see it. This is very beneficial for a couple of reasons. One, in a big building or in an educational community, you might not know the person's name, or maybe you know their face but you don't know their name. This will allow people to help kind of get to know you a little bit through the email. Secondly, when the IT department receives a help desk ticket, they don't always know who the teacher is. By having a easily noticeable profile picture. It could help them identify you, especially with all of us changing rooms. So just make sure that you're keeping it professional, because community members, parents, other teachers, and students can all see this picture as you send emails to them. The last two objectives that we need to accomplish are found in our settings. So we're going to go back out to our home within our mail, and we're going to go to the settings icon right here. We're going to click on it, and we're going to click on settings. Now this is going to bring up general settings, and this is where we need to be for the next two things that I'm going to show you, and I'll go in order in which we see them. The first thing is to undo send, which is right here. So you send an email, you realize that you made a mistake within the first 5 seconds of sending that email, and you want to quickly unsend it. Well, this is how we set that parameter, and we could choose anywhere from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. I like to choose 20 because I just think it's long enough that I can get that email back, but not too long that if I'm sending it to a student, we don't have to wait all day. So to do the undo send, just set a time period right here for that. Now if you go down to the very bottom, there's a place called signature. So at the end of every email in which you are sending out, instead of having to type your name, the school, your position, the phone number, and all that, you can make your own that's going to be there every time you make an email, and this will save you some time. So you want to make sure that you check this box right here, so insert the signature before quoted text, and then I always throw some type of a quote down at the bottom just to give it a little bit of personal flavor. So that is our Gmail video on some of the basics that you need to know in order to function throughout the year. If you have any questions, make sure that you go see a tech specialist and they can help you out.